Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer Remark here, and I'm back with another Star Wars figure review. I recently picked up from Amazon a whole bunch of 6-inch scale Black Series figures. I just got tired of my local stores and just haven't been getting them in, so just got a whole slew of them that way, and just been waiting long enough. All we got is the peg warmers, so we're finally getting to this guy, everyone's favorite walking carpet. This is, of course, Chewbacca. Great figure, a few minor gripes, but overall is a really good figure. And we'll get a closer look in a moment. Let's show you, of course, the packaging. Very standard at this point. We have the little pic there of Chewbacca, little profile image there. Star Wars The Black Series. This is figure number 4. This figure's been out for a while, but I just got him now. Hasbro logo, and we turn it around. Disney logo, StarWars.com, all that stuff. And very cool, classic image of Han and Chewie from A New Hope. And see, we got the little bio again. This figure number 4, Chewbacca. Chewbacca is Han Solo's co-pilot on the Millennium Falcon. The powerful Wookiee is a courageous fighter, skilled mechanic, and loyal friend who joins the fight to save the galaxy. Okay, so there's the packaging. That's really all we can say about that. Overall, great figure. The sculpt is really nice, and it's, for the most part, is like a blown up version of a 3 3/4 Chewbacca that we got maybe not too long ago in, I want to say the Black Series, but I'm not sure. But overall, really great. He's got great sculpting on his face and the hair, so we got the teeth there, and you can see all the various variations of color, different shades of brown on his fur. Very cool. The joints, for the most part, are hidden. A lot of them kind of blend in, and you can just see the sculpting work. It's really well done. Fur is kind of hard to make it look good. Obviously, it's when it's closed, it's different. This is a character that's basically naked. So when you have characters like that, it can be a little difficult to get it right, but I think they did a really great job. Very classic looking. I love the way the fur comes over the hands. It's grasping the bowcaster there, but you still get the fingers, the paint and sculpt on the bandolier, which is really nice. Little Wookiee pouch. I even like how you have sort of weathering on this pouch, as if it looks like it could be real leather. I'm assuming that that's the material they probably used. And you get all the little things on the bandolier, whatever he keeps in there. I don't know. Very cool. And we do have the one accessory, is the bowcaster, which is very nicely painted and sculpted. It's black plastic, but you have this nice dry brushing on there. It gives a little bit of detail. It does come in 2 pieces. This front piece right here has to be put on when you get it out of the package. It's separate, but it just little notch there and just pegs right in there, and it's really well done. It takes a little finagling to get it in his hand. You got to kind of pry the fingers up, but once you get it in there, it's nice and tight, and he holds it real well, and it's just really nicely done. Okay, articulation is really interesting. There's more points than maybe some other figures. These are much taller figures, so there's a lot of area to work with, which is good. One thing, the head is a ball joint, and you do have a little bit of left and right, but there's because of the hair, because of the sculpt, you don't get as much movement as you would normally get on a regular, say, human-looking character. So that is hindered. It's, you know, left and right, but very little up and down. You don't really get much move there, but you can, you know, you can get him in some decent poses to where, you know, he's looking off to one side or the other. Just not a great range of motion. It's like when you have a female character and the hair just gets in the way of the articulation. It's just the way the character is designed. It's just the way it is. Arms, you got a nice ball joint. So up, forward, back, great movement there. Single joints, elbow there. Swivels there at the elbow. Both wrists will swivel and hinge in and out. The torso has a couple different points of articulation. They're basically ball joints. So you get different, so you got left and right, and a little bit, again, not an abundance of movement. You get a little bit forward and back, but not too much. But you do get plenty of movement there, left and right, and you know, it's good. It's, you know, again, this long body, and they broke up the articulation, so that's great that you get various points of articulation. So you, even though, again, the sculpt kind of gets in the way, you have left and right, but not up and down so much. Legs or got that hinge joint. They go out a decent amount, but you know, not too much. Legs move forward, but again hindered by the tufts of fur that are dangling down, so you can't, you know, you got to really push it to get it forward. Upper thigh swivel, hinge joints at the knees, and you do have hinge joints at the ankles. These are really tight, and you do have rocker joint there. He's a big figure, so he can be maybe top heavy, but he stands real well, which is always good. You don't have to worry, because you don't get figure stands with these things, so you don't want to be worrying about him toppling over. I don't think you'll have that problem. The biggest gripe I have is with the bandolier, because it's like a separate piece. And move this over so you can see he has there's kind of like a groove right in there of where the bandolier kind of helps it sit, but it moves around a lot, and sometimes you have to try and like pose it and get it underneath the head to get it to stay still. So you have to sort of move it around a little to get the bandolier where you want. Sometimes it moves around so much and it's going off like this on his shoulder. So it being a separate piece, it's probably good that it's a separate piece. You know, if it was just part of the sculpt, maybe it wouldn't look as good. But I think, you know, it has its good points and its bad points. I suppose also you could just remove it all together if you wanted to, but it just, Chewie needs his bandolier. So you just, once you get it in the position you have, then you just gotta leave. But if you're moving him around, it's gonna move around with it, which can get a little bit annoying. So that's the one minor gripe, if you want to call it that. Again, the articulation doesn't function as well as you would like, and that's just due to the sculpt and the design of the character. As you can see, he does hold the bowcaster very well, and again, it's hard to maneuver. You can get somewhat of a double-handed pose if you kind of work with it a little bit, but it just all depends on how you want to pose him. You know, the joints are very tight, and you have to sort of like finagle it and work it on how you want to get it, and then you do have that problem. Here's the piece that falls off. That can fall off, so it's be a little bit tighter. So I prefer to just, instead of trying to get it in a double-handed pose, I'd rather just keep it in the one-handed pose and just, I don't know, do something with the other arm and just keep it like that, or else you may get this piece falling off, and it just, it's just kind of tight. It's a little difficult to do, but it's possible, but I still think it looks fine and just leaving it just one-handed like that. Okay, and just here as a size comparison, let me bring in, here's Han Solo, and you can see Han just comes right up to here, so Chewie is quite a bit taller than Han, and as he should be. I think the scale is good. So overall, it's a great figure. The problems with the articulation aside, I think it's still, the sculpt, the paintwork are really good, and it's certainly worth having. I mean, he's one of your main characters, so if like you have your Han, your Luke, Leia, you gotta have Chewie. How can you just not? It's like, it's one of those classic combinations. You have a Han, you gotta have Chewie. So I think he's certainly worth getting. You know, if you could still find it, you may have to search on Amazon now, because this is from a wave from, I think, 3 or 4 waves ago. So overall, despite the few limitations, and the biggest problem I had is with the bandolier. It's just the way it moves, a little too freely maybe. But still a great figure, definitely worth picking up. You have to have it in your collection if you're an original trilogy guy. You want to get those main characters, the main group of characters. You need your Wookiee. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this review. As usual, comment, like, subscribe, and until my next video, may the Force be with you.